Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are here for Division Numero 3. I will be your host and main commentator of Lamb, also known as Ryan. And today I'm joined in the comms box by Nimvim. Nimvim, how are you
Hello,
tonight, my friend?
hello. I am doing great, Lamb. How about yourself?
I am doing very well, and I am very excited to get this race underway for Div 3. Abu Dhabi has been providing such a good race so far this week, and I'm very excited for it.
Indeed. We'll have to see what the Div 3 drivers can show up this weekend. In Abu Dhabi, it's a very tight and complicated circuit with lots of straights, lots of heavy braking zones, and lots of places to recharge that battery. In Division 3, we're going to have 21 drivers in this race with us today. We're going to see where everyone lines up. It's definitely going to be an interesting one to watch out for.
100%. And so far this season, this week actually, we've seen some pretty. I wouldn't say outstanding qualifying laps, but at the same time, I'd definitely say outstanding. Like in Division 1, there was a pretty hefty gap. In Div 2, it was a bit closer. So maybe here in Div 3, it could be a pretty big gap like we saw in Div 1, or it could be extremely tight like it was in Div 2. And that really gets the hopes up here for tonight.
100%. Well, we'll have to see what these drivers can, in fact, entertain with their driving skill today, especially as we go into this qualifying. As as we do see, there are plenty of drivers going out on their laps now for their first qualifying sessions of the season. This is the first Div 3 race of the season. I'd like to go on AXT, going around turn 9, 8% left. Going through turn 10 now, he'll have to use all the corners here to recharge his battery as much as possible. Not sure how his lap went before, but with the engines, this regulations, you need to make sure that you have plenty of battery going through the circuit. Otherwise, once you run out, that's 50% of your engine gone. And he crosses the line with a time of 1:24.162. Now he has also the first time on the board, so that is provisional pole for him. Um, Instantly gets overtaken by Filthy with a 1:24.131, and then Doe the 1:23.988, already cracking the 1:23s with these banker laps. Um, as we continue, we do have Jay-Z now going around sector 3 now. Uh, Turns 15 and 16 await. Now they're fully out of battery here. This is one issue now. They just lost 50% of their engine. Going across the line, it's going to be a 1:25.283. He did just suffer from the issues with running out of battery too early in your lap. Um,
Yeah, so
yeah,
sorry. Yeah, but obviously, yeah, the battery being a very big part of this regulation. So far we've seen pretty much almost a 4/10 gap up at the top. It's doubled up. If you could take it over for a second, please.
indeed. We seem to have Connor here in the Ferrari. Oh no, he invalidated, unfortunately. That is unfortunate. Not ideal what you on. At least he does have a good 10 minutes to go back into the pit lane and figure out what he wants to do with that. Yeah. Noah Huni on a 44 seconds going into sector 2 now. Fully depletes his battery though, very close to the end of the straight now. Not ideal. Does recoup some energy going through turn 9 here, but still he still suffers from the same fate as all these other drivers. Going on 0% for just way too long. It will murk his lap time, unfortunately. This battery management becomes just as important as outright speed as it fully produces acceleration. That's the great part of these electric motors and these engines. They accelerate like crazy. He does get a 124.295. Uh, we do have some other drivers finishing that up, like it seems to be Orville is going to be exiting the pit lane for their outlap now. Let's see. Filthy is just now finishing their lap in P4 here at the moment with a 124.131. Can he improve? As he does cross the line with a bit too much battery to spend, but he doesn't improve on his time. He is 700ths above it. Cows with a 123.684. Excellent lap from him. We have two drivers on the outlaps now, Orville and Min. So he will be starting a lap. Lamb, would you like to take it away?
Yeah, 100% will take it on board with the Merc driver as he barrels down out of the last corner, burning a decent amount of battery into turn one. So maybe we might see him suffer a little bit of I think it's clipping or just super clipping down the straight out of turn five. But obviously, we're not going to be there yet as he burns down to about 38% as we get lifting off the throttle and onto hard on the anchors as we come into turn five. And now going down the straight, we're going to have about 60% battery, and not choosing to burn all of it all the way down. A little bit of dosage here and there down the straight, keeping a little bit for the run out of turn seven. So we'll see. Yeah, he's given a lot. He's got 50% battery, Mr. MMA. So he's going to get back on the loud pedal. On the boost mode is activated, and we are going to scream down the straight on the run into turn 9, as there are some yellow flags, but obviously we've got the new patch, so the yellow flags won't take away the overtake mode. As we come out of turn 9, we're going to run into turn 11, 12. Well, sorry. As we come into turn 13 now, taking a very nice and wide line, opening up the corner as much as possible, getting back onto the boost mode. And now it's around turns 15 and now turn 16 for the final corner. What can the Mercedes do on the run up to the line? He can go P14 of a 124.6.
We are seeing the issues that the battery has to combat with on this circuit, with having three straights back to back to back really drains the battery, and you really have to manage it properly, otherwise you'll just end up on 0% with no battery left to spare on most of your lap. It's really fundamental to this to these regulations, as once you're out of battery, your lap is done. You can't really recover much in your lap, as it costs you lap time to even recover any battery. So finding the sweet spot in between lifting and coasting and battery deployment is going to be huge for these drivers today. It's going to be figuring out how much battery can they use on this part of the circuit compared to how much they need to save on the later parts. And the person who can do that the best is going to get pole position.
Oh, 100%. Especially like you were saying, it's not about the outright pace of the drivers tonight. It's going to be more about who has the better battery management. So for these guys up the front end, their battery management will pretty much be will be on point. It'll be sharp as a knife. As we'll see on board, XT goes to P2 of a 123.987. He goes a thousandth ahead of Durr. Yeah, so it's just going to be about really who has the better battery management tonight, I reckon. So yeah, we'll see those guys at the sharp end, and we'll probably see them at the sharp end of the race as well, as their battery management in the race is going to be very crucial, as you can't just burn it all over the one lap like we are in qualifying. It's really going to be about over the course of the stints, managing the battery, not burning too much here and there, and making sure you have enough to fend off any attacks from cars behind.
Indeed. It shows the true driver performance among the Division 3 drivers here, as this circuit is just so complicated with having a lot of room at the end to recoup a lot of battery, but then you just deplete it at the start. It's definitely not ideal, especially these regulations this year. As we do have Miss Kevin going for a 123.665. That is just 19 hundredths away from cows. Very tight competition for the top four, as they're all within just 3-4 tenths of each other. It's very, very tight today. We have a lot of talent among this grid.
Yeah.
As we
Oh,
do
sorry.
see, oh,
Sorry, you go.
as you do see Filthy on his lap now, um, he does have 3% going into turn 6 and 7 here. It just really shows the issues with the circuit and the regulations combined. You just run out of battery too quickly on the straights. Managing is very important as he goes to 0 halfway through this straight. Well, see if he improves on his second 2 time, and he does. He improves by a tenth. This is excellent for him, as if he just improves by a tenth that he's on now, he's gonna get P6 or even P5. He keeps going, as that top five now is very congested. He's gonna be going through turns 13, 14, or using as much of that track as possible, using as much of his tires, going around turn 15, 16. Lots of battery left, fully on that boost mode as we go for a 123.931 as he goes into P4. What an astounding improvement from Filthy here.
Yeah, Filthy joining that 123.9 club up the sharp end. As yeah, I think we'll sit on board. I'm going to sit on board with Drewzilla here in the Alpine as he comes around through sector 3. I don't. He might not be on a lap. I think he might be. You know, he's coming into the box. We'll stick on board with his teammate, who's also coming into the box. Come on, guys. Surely we can find someone who's on a lap. I think Menmei. Oh, Menmei screaming around turn number 14 as he comes into the box. His teammate, going to provisional pole for a 123.642. Just these are some tight margins up at the sharp ends. We started off with that little bit of a big gap between Cows and Moe and XT and Filthy, and now there's 3 guys all within half a tenth of one another. So yeah, there's going to be some very big. I reckon there's going to be a very good race seeing them that close to each other. So this is going to be one hell of a race when we get to it.
I totally agree. We just need to see these drivers complete a perfect, clean race, and it's going to be fantastic to watch. As all the drivers now pit in preparation for the clock to run down, as track development would really help the grip of these tires. Yeah, we do have Connor in P21 at the moment. He just started his lap, it seems. Uh, Yeah, he has. He is just going to be trying to recoup some of his battery, but he is on 25%, which is definitely not what you want to see this far into a lap as he goes down the second straight going into turn 6, but he is going to have to lift and coast a lot to regain a lot of that battery back, braking very hard. Going through turn 7 now, accelerating boost mode on. I think he might have aborted it then. Yeah. Unfortunate. Let's see how these other drivers. So Wiz is just gonna be on an outlap now, or Cookie's gonna be on an outlap now. Trying to get ahead of the traffic is gonna be very important as well.
Yeah,
Let's see.
100%.
Oh, you
Sorry.
go.
Yeah, 100% trying to get ahead of the traffic. I think Wiz might have gone a little bit too early here. As you can see, those guys at the end of the pit lane now just all starting to filter out. I think Cookie might have been more accurate with when he's left the pits. I don't reckon he'll get as much traffic, if any at all. But WizFam being closer and seeing some of those guys come out of the pit lane now, he's probably going to cop a lot of traffic here as they're all going to start filtering out of the pit lane to do their outlaps and then quickly fling around this lovely track in Yas Marina as Wizfam starts his lap going into turn 1. Doesn't burn a lot of battery like we've seen some of the other drivers doing. So we're going to run up through turns 2 and 3, choosing to burn a little bit of battery there. So maybe losing a little bit of time on the run into turn number 1, but getting a little bit of time there. He's only half a tenth down on his previous best, so might have saved a little bit more battery compared to his second run. So as he comes down to 15% battery, as his teammate might have given him a little bit of a tow in the run into turn 6. Now he's going to get the chicane right, open up the corner as much as possible. Can't quite use all of the track as we're burning all the way down. They're choosing only to burn down 10% here as we run into turn 9. He's got a Haas in the way of him, so hopefully this Haas doesn't give him too much dirty air. Yeah, lovely. So the Haas gets out of the way for Wiz as now we run into the technically triple right-hander of turns 10 through 12. And now he's saving up the battery going through sector 3, turn 13 and 14 on the exit. Coming up, burning all the battery now, holding it in 6th gear through 15. And now as we come into 16, downshifts into 4th, battery up to line. What can the Cadillac do? He can get to P9 with a 124.1. And now he's got to get out of the way for all these guys who are just starting their laps.
Honestly, that is fantastic for Cadillac. That is what they need. But we need to focus on the people in P1 and 2. We're going to see Durr going out on his lap now. Starting his lap. Going to be going turn 1. Has 70%. Turn 2 now. Turn 3, turn 4. This complicated section of the longest time of their lives. As we go to turn 5. Dispensing a lot of battery. He knows he can recoup a lot of that. But however, we do have a quite long straight, 1.2 kilometers, and that is not nice on that battery. He's going to be coasting on just the engine for quite a few hundred meters as we brake heavily. Lots of traction, all the tires being used, and then exploding out of turn 7. Boost mode on, straight mode on. A little bit of an accident there, actually toggles it off. As he goes to 0%, going to the end of the straight is not what you want to see, especially as we do have quite a bit of circuit to go. But he's going to boost out of turn 9 now, using as much of that track as possible to gain as much advantage on that time. When he realized he used way too much battery there, so he's trying to cut as much track as possible with his lower speed. He's gonna have 25% now. Cut the corner. Didn't validate though. Very, very lucky of him. Going through turns 15, 16 now, 0%. Definitely not what you want to see. Boosting his way to the finish line, as we do see not an improvement though. He got 124.775. That is not what you want to see when you're competing for the fastest time here, as we do see Milk and Moe improve on their times going to P2, 3, 4, and Noah improving on his time going over a 123.604. It's all eyes on FTR Min here as he finishes his lap. 5/10 improving, going for a 123.941, going to P9. That is excellent. He joins in the 5th row of these drivers. He has serious competition though. Filthy cows, Milk, especially since was a very quick driver who just made a simple mistake on his lap. He'll have to try getting out of the issues of having so many drivers in front of him that could be slower than him. Mr. Kevin going through into P1, Melby in P2. We're going to have an excellent front row here. Interesting to see who will take P1 out of turn 1, because it is only about 200 meters before turn 1. You have no room for error. You have no room for mistakes. You just need to go for it and hope you can actually survive.
Yeah, 100%. That was a very exciting qualifying. And I believe it was the top 6. They were all within a tenth of each other of P1. So, yeah, just almost the top 6. So, yeah, very, very close grid that we've got here tonight. And then we've got a little bit of a gap from 6th and down. But still, overall, this is a very competitive div. As your P1 man, the Audi of Mr. Kevin, followed by the V-Carbs, Moe Nabs, and Alpine's Noah Huney. Next up, we have Michael Zowski, Der, Kaus, Filthy, Com United, Menmay, AXT, Crowjag, Deadly Fuller, Cookie, Wizfam, Cristiano Chichi, Druzility Salmons, SJ, and a few of the others left. So, yeah, those guys at the back are definitely going to be looking to maybe use these regs to their advantage, get a bit of a more of a jump off the line, burn a bit more battery than everyone else around them. Whilst the front runners might choose to save a little bit more at the start. So this could be very interesting, and hopefully we don't see any what's the word, chaotics like we saw last night.
100%. We'll have to see what these drives have to do. What's excellent though about this circuit is that because of that sector 3 being so filled with medium to low speed corners, you have an excellent opportunity to regain a lot of battery that you would use throughout the 3 straights to try overtake. We do have the overtake sensor next to turn 15. So yeah, next to turn 15. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see what we'll see from the drivers trying to get the best opportunity as 5 red lights go on above their heads, and away we go. It's going to be Mr. Kevin trying to cut off Moe here. Moe wants to actually try to get ahead of him, but Mr. Kevin survives. It's such a short. This is Alpine. Has a bit of a mess up there. We have a drive off the track. It's a Mercedes. Dirt is falling down the order as Dirt gets P4 now. Alpine, the Alpine of Noah wants to try getting ahead as all the drivers behind him are just trying to crumple on him. Goes for it, breaks late, going through turn 5. Excellent performance. What do you see from what we see from Noah here? We're going to see the Ferrari tumble down the order a little bit. Near the back is a bit of issues though. We do see Fuller falling down the order a little bit, and there's a McLaren of Orville in the back. I wonder what happened to him. As we do see the Ferrari go through the side. As we have an Aston Martin that's facing backwards. That is not what you want to see from a car on a racetrack. Wonder what happened to him. That is not exactly what you want as a driver, to be facing backwards during the race. He's going to be falling very behind now from the rest of the grid. But at the moment, finishing the lap now, Kevin is still going to remain in P1. Milk is going to be try catching up to him, but Moe won't let that slide. But Noah and Kaus are fighting for their lives now, trying to get to next that podium. Kaus and the Williams being absolutely tailgated by that Ferrari of Filthy. Filthy does not want to let that slide. He's going to try overtaking probably down into turn 1 here. Full battery deployment from Kaus, and but he's on the back of that Alpine. It's going to be huge issues for him. These drivers are just so close together. You just got to wonder what will happen.
Yeah, this has been a very chaotic race start as they're fighting all for this top 5, really. Been very chaotic from CUNY and down as Kaus is now coming on from the Ferrari of Filthy. Filthy getting ahead of the Williams. And I saw earlier on the exit of turn 1, the vehicle of Com United getting very, very wide. Is now the Mike Wazowski and Moe Nabs fighting over P2 as they go into turn 6. And a little further back, Kaus and Huni getting a little bit squirrely on the exit of turn 7, and Com looking to pick up the pieces. This has been a very chaotic few laps, and now Kaus is going to be looking to defend from the V-Car. Com looking to go down the inside, or just sticking the nose in, maybe making himself susceptible to Noah Huni as Huni gets a little bit pushed off the track as he keeps it in side by side through turns 11 and 12. Oh, this is some good racing. It doesn't look like anyone has picked up any damage from any early race contact, and so far now the gaps are going to start to form a little bit as a lot of the people that have used up their battery to maybe defend and attack on that race start are really going to suffer now as they haven't been able to recharge the battery as much as they would have liked. And Mr. Kevin has already 1.1 seconds away from the likes of Moe Nabs and Mike Wazowski. So he's obviously had the luxury of not having to burn any battery to defend, whereas Moe Nabs and Mike have had the displeasure of burning battery to attack and defend from one another, and now that's left them susceptible to the Ferrari. But we'll jump back down the grid. AXT and Cookie going side by side. AXT having some front left damage on that Haas. This is not looking good as we'll jump back up to the front for this fight for P2. Mike Wazowski down the inside of Moe Nabs. Just gets it done. Now that's leaving Moe susceptible to the Ferrari. And they are going to be flying down this straight into turn number 9. Moe's able to hold out against the Ferrari though. This is spicing up already, Ninden. Oh! Oh my lord. What have I just witnessed? That was a massive crash as Mr. Kevin has spun out and collected the Aston of Mike Wazowski. Then I'm sure them two are going to pair. That gives the lead to Filthy now, followed by Chaos and the two V-Carbs, and followed up swiftly by Noah Huney, Durr, and then Deadly Fuller. What has happened there on the exit of turn 12? This has been a very chaotic race start as Noah looking to go down the inside of Com, and if he's not careful here, all this attacking from the Alpine is going to leave him susceptible to the Merc of Durr as Durr pulls out of the slipstream, trying to get in the mirrors of that Alpine. Com defending from Huney. Huney looking to go down the inside, can't quite get there. Com going a little bit deep. Durr looking to set it up all nicely to get the exit, can't quite get there. What a lap 3 that was. It was a big crash, but we'll look forward for us getting very close to the back of that V-Carb. They are all nose to tail. And the Merc goes very wide. Clearly not enjoying the luxuries that Kenny and George have been enjoying this season in real life, as XT, even with that front damage, is still sticking out on those hard compound tires, so he's not going to be looking to waste those tires away with his damage. As we're going to stick with these guys in this battle for P4, as they are right on each other's gearboxes here. Durr pulling out of the slipstream, going on the attack of Noah, being forced to go defensive, holds out against Durr in turn 1. Com goes wide, Durr looking to go up the inside for turn 2. Oh my lord, these guys are not giving each other any sort of breathing space. And now, big aggressive chop from Noah, looking, attacking, turning into defensive. The Alpine goes ahead of Com United. I don't know how much longer that will last, as Com might just be able to blast straight back past. And that is exactly what happens. And Durr are now going to be looking for the move, but Deadly Fuller is now arriving on the scene. So, a little bit of contact down into turn 6. They're going side by side. Deadly hanging around the outside of the Merc and gets it done. What a move from the Williams. He's looking to get up there and help his teammate. And hopefully, speaking of his teammate, Kaus takes the lead of this race. Him and Filthy going side by side through turn 9. This is some great racing from Div 3 tonight. I think this has been the best racing all night as they get very close to each other. But I think we'll jump back to these guys. Noah Kinney giving Com the hurry up as Com's just slightly falling out of that overtake range now. And I don't reckon this battle here is going to be where it's at for the majority of this race. But I don't think Kaus is going to take having his P1 stripped away from him on that lap. So I don't think he's going to take that lying down.
Definitely not. Cows and Filthy are having just the insane race at the moment. The entirety of the top 6 are just having a great race today. As predicted in qualifying, I mean, we just saw how 19 thousandths was just splitting the top 5, and we're seeing it in action in the race now, except Mr. Kevin is now in P21 after pitting. See if he can last. Oh my god, we have an Alpine flying! Well, that was interesting. We just saw an Alpine of Noah just go tumbling down the straight here, the longest straight in the circuit, 1.2 kilometers. That's just absolutely what happened there. I have to find out. That is really unfortunate. That's the end of the Alpine's race now. Wow, okay. So now we only have about 5 of those drivers from qualifying into that top 5. As Dirt wants to also capitalize of of the other drivers now, as he's getting very close to the Williams of Deadly here. Getting he might even he doesn't even have Dirt doesn't have booster slap. So once they go past the detection sensor, which they are slowing down for, it seems, Dirt does have 100%, and he's just not going to be afraid to use it here. We are going to see going around, and he does get the boost as he goes past the activation. Let's see it fly. Boost, foot to the floor. Boost on. He's going to try seeing what he can do around that Williams, but he can't make it land. Unfortunately, going through turn 1, going through turns 2, 3, 4. The large chicane here. Going down to turn 5. No opportunities to overtake here, but now Deadly is coming on right on the back of Com United on the Racing Bulls. I mean, that's just absolutely shocking. The amount of racecraft we're seeing from all these Division 3 drivers is absolutely great. The racing in Abu Dhabi is not normally what we consider of this grade. I mean, we are seeing plenty of overtakes here, but you'll just have to see how this race progresses as Filthy is starting to build a consistent gap on Cows. He's now 9/10 away. Let's see, going to the Wiz, he is 2/10 away from the Red Bull of Jay-Z, but the Alpine of Drew is also just right behind him, and they want to capitalize on the battery levels of each of these drivers, as it does seem to be that Jay-Z does have less battery than Wiz, and if Jay-Z doesn't get his battery back, then Wiz will have a chance to overtake, but that's what Jay-Z slowed down for there. No boost for Jay-Z. Wiz does have 70%, and he's probably not going to be afraid to use it. Boost into turn 1. Try saving battery again, because we do have a significant amount of straights that we can use that battery for. But Connor gets a 3-second time penalty in P18. We do see Milk trying to attack him, might be putting the pressure on him, and that pressure will cause mistakes. Unfortunately, that's what these drivers will have to get used to, as much pressure to see each of these drivers, as Milk does make the overtake stick into P18. Very, very good. As we see, going back to the top 6 here for Durr is now very quickly approaching on the Racing Bulls again. But these drivers are just so close together. I mean, Lamb, what are we seeing? Yeah, this is excellent driving from especially Div 3.
Yeah, this is proving that these guys are all very competitive with one another, sticking pretty much on each other's gearbox the entire time. As Dur's almost pushing Calm through turn, what was that, 12, through turn 12. So yes, he's getting very close to the back of that V car, maybe a little bit too close, as his teammate Memme has come up from, I believe he was toward the back. We'll take a look at the position changes. He's come up, never mind, he's come up 2 spots. I think I was tripping a little bit there in the qualifying, but both the Mercs now are arriving on this scene, and if these guys in front aren't careful, these Mercs are going to be a very dangerous pair to face against, as Dirt still right in the back and rocking the back in comp as he goes down the inside in the turn number 5, and now hopefully for him, he's going to be looking to maybe give his teammate a little that slipstream and hopefully get Meme past to stop any attacks from the V-Carb directly on him. They go defensive as Meme's looking to make the move on Calm, can't quite find it. Calm looking for the attack. I think Meme's gotten the knife. Oh no, Meme gets a little bit of a slide through turn 7. This is very crazy. Calm's looking to come back at Dirt. All this fighting is taking him out of that 1 second window. Com can't quite get there, and oh lovely. Com can't quite get there, as Dirt's able just to hold out on that position. So yeah, this is some tough fighting, as now all that's going to do is let these front 4 pull even further away, as once you get out of that overtake range, not only do you lose, I think it's 50 kilowatts of battery boost, but also you lose a little bit of the extra recharge as well. So yeah, the overtake mode is very crucial as we see the first of the pit stops of Com United coming in at lap 10. That is going to be one very early undercut, and if he's struggling with tire wear, this is not going to help him on his hard stint.
I totally agree. It's definitely not. As we do see some of these drivers starting to pit now. I mean, we are seeing these strategies come together as we are approaching the near center of the race. The mediums will start getting out now. Going for the hards could be a good idea. So that's what we are seeing the drivers do at the moment. As we do see some of the battles coming from the top five. So this top five, I mean, absolutely extraordinary racecraft from this top five here. We are seeing the Williams of Deadly Fuller going absolutely ham, trying to get that trying to get that podium spot from Moe. We're seeing Durr trying to get that podium spot from Moe, and we also see Crow trying to get that spot from Minmay. I mean, like, this is great racing we're seeing. As they do have a little bit of a contact, Deadly and Durr. I mean, this is what excellent. Like, my goodness. Um, but the Williams of Deadly won't let that slide, but Deadly will just now go for the overtake on Moe. But no, Moe goes into the pits. Moe is going to try undercutting the other drivers here. We do see the undercutting on the circuit is definitely the preference, as we did see Oscar try going for an overcut last year, and that didn't end up working for him. Undercutting is definitely the way to go around this track, and that's what some of the drivers need to go, though. They need to do, though, to be able to do good on this track. As we do see, Jay-Z and Drew, I mean Daisy and SJ, are going absolutely crazy down the main straight now. This is quite extraordinary racing, but Kevin gets a 3-second penalty. What a downfall. He was P1, he led for so long, and then he started tumbling down the order, crashed to wall, and had to pit for a new wing. So unfortunate. We are seeing crazy wheel-to-wheel racing from Jay-Z and SJ here, as they're going almost wheel-to-wheel, going into turn 9 here. Full lift and coast from each of these drivers. The Alpine wants to join it, unfortunately, though. Oh my goodness, the Alpine of Drew wants to overtake Jay-Z. And he's so close from these drivers here. My goodness. I mean, the absolute racecraft to see from even the bottom 10 is quite extraordinary. I mean, but Jay-Z won't let that slide. He doesn't want the Alpine overtaking him, so he's going to try to fend for his life here. SJ, though, SJ seeing all the chaos, all the controversy behind him, but SJ goes in the pits. We are seeing people going in the pits now. It's definitely excellent for a strategy. What else do we have here? We have quite a few people. We have Deadly, Minmay, and SJ going into the pits. Quite excellent, honestly. What else? So everyone from now, the gaps the most, and we see quite a good race from Drew, Ovela, and Wiz, which is quite excellent. I mean, they are within a second of each other, means they all have boost mode except Drew. We're gonna have to see what that boost mode does, especially to these drivers though. As oh no, I mean it's except Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't have boost mode. As Drew is getting very close. He goes for the overtake into turn 6, wheel to wheel going into turn 6, absolutely on the edge. But then Jay-Z goes to switch back. They make contact. Oh my goodness! But then Drew falls down the order. That is not what you want to do. He lost traction going out of turn 7, bumped to wheels with Jay-Z, and then is facing the consequences of now not being able to farm that battery and not being able to get enough speed off the exit. What great racing we're just seeing here. I'm not sure if his front wing is broken or not, but he is. No, his front wing is fine, but that was very dangerous from Drew there, going into contact with these drivers. As we do see Jay-Z right on the back of Overlast still. I mean, he's just not going to let it go, is he? As he gets overtake for another lap, we'll have to see what it does, but then Jay-Z goes into the pit lane. So does the Cadillac of Wiz, the American Muscle. I mean, absolute classics from these racers here. Going into the drivers that have pitted though, we have Deadly, who has pitted onto hards already. He is doing significantly better now that he's on hards. Let's see if he can beat his teammate out of the pits. No, he cannot. Cows does get their heads up on him. What about Cows? Cows is now trying to compete for P7 with Moe here. Moe is on his back, not going to let it go. I mean, we'll have to just see. He doesn't. Cows does have a significant battery advantage compared to Moe. I mean, Cows could just lift and coast here. They wouldn't have to worry about it. But I thought Moe was going to try going for the overtake there. I was very surprised, but no, never mind. Moe is not going for the overtake.
Yeah, this has been a very chaotic last few laps, and I think Moe's just picked up a little bit of damage on the back of Kaos just then as he's missing that front right end plate, which is now going to hurt him in all of these corners as he just loses that to Deadly Fuller in turn 9. And now he's just going to hurt him all through his second sector as Filthy now pits. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the rest of those guys pit, and Calm pitting on lap 10, coming out ahead of Cows. So if he's pulled off this undercut and he's had the pace these last few laps, he might even come out in the net lead of this race once Drew boxes off his hards. So V-Carb cooking up a storm with the strategy. It's just a matter of tyre wear if that was going to come back to bite them in the gearbox. So yeah, at the moment it's been looking like it's going to be a battle between the Williams and V-Carbs as Kaos looking to make a move on Calm, just tucking in behind. So far in the turn 5, I reckon he'll try and make the move down this long back straight in the run into turn 6. As he pulls out of the slipstream, gets ahead of Calm, actually goes side by side with Calm in the turn 6, going a little bit of contact there between the two. Williams and Vicar really going at it here in Abu Dhabi so far this race. This has really been the story all race pretty much. It's just been Williams, V-Carb, and a hint of Merc as well. So yeah, it's been very crazy. As Drew is on 13 lap old tyre still, so he's still yet to box. Calm being on 4 lap old, he's gone very early on as Deadly gets right up to the back of that V-Carb. Yeah, this is very, very tight margins here. Filthy's getting very close to the back of Deadly. They're all pretty much nose to tail here. The Mercs, they may start to fall back a little bit, but I'm sure in due time he'll come right back up as his teammate Dirt sets the fastest lap of this race. Deadly and Calm going side by side. Filthy looking to sneak up the inside. They get through turn 2 just about unscathed. This is getting very tight margins between this top 5. They all want to have a taste of this podium at the start of the season, really, and then build that momentum going into next week as Filthy gets the overtake done on Deadly, and now he's going to be looking onto the back of Calm, but I'm sure Deadly won't take that lightly as, he pulls out of the slipstream, looking to make a move on the Ferrari. Sticks the nose in, can't quite get it. Moe trying to maybe have a look around the outside, can't quite get it. And yeah, we're just back to square one almost. This top 8 all within overtake range of each other as now Calm is coming under attack from Drew. Never mind, he's going to be attacking Drew. Drew causing a little bit of chaos that allows Filthy through, and now Deadly's going to look around the outside of turn 11 and 12, and he gets it done and dusted. And yeah, that Drew not boxing it off those hards is going to be a little bit of what's the word for it? Like the cork in the bottle here for these guys as he pulls into bits now. He knows if he sticks it out any longer in this pack, it's just going to cause himself a loss of time and these guys a loss of time. So he chooses to box now. Calm being dropped out of that second window now as he's struggling through turn 1, that V-Carb. And now he's going to be under attack from Deadly in the Williams. As he gets it done before even getting to turn 5, so Calm is very much struggling. He even loses that to Durr now. And Durr's going to be on the back of this Williams now. He's going to be hunting for that podium spot.
100%. I mean, Durr wants that podium spot so badly. He's been hunting for it this entire race. I mean, he's going to try going He's gonna come United though has been on his gearbox for the entire race, and he just overtakes him again. I mean, the amount of racing we are seeing from these drivers today is absolutely astonishing. Well, but they'll not take any of that disrespect, but he doesn't have any battery left to compete for it. So I mean, it is so unfortunate by by the by duh. I mean, he unfortunately had such a good run in qualifying, and then fumbled the last of his lap, and then he's paying the consequences of still starting P5. I mean, he still hasn't moved up the rungs. Unfortunately, I mean, it's crazy. But don't want to take that disrespect. He's going for it. Down into turn one. They are basically wheel to wheel. Will Durr go for the overtake? And he doesn't. He doesn't want to do that. He's gonna let it stick for another lap. But Durr does have quite the battery advantage. Com United is burning quite a lot of his battery, unfortunately. So Durr has quite the bit, and he's going for the overtake. Going to turn 5, fully overtakes him with ease. I mean, that was a breeze of an overtake for Durr there, but he did use a ton of battery to accomplish that. That makes him level. No, never mind. Com United has a lot more battery than him now. It's more of just a competition now. Who's going to get enough battery to secure the position? It's just constantly with these regs, just who has enough battery, who can go for the overtake because they have enough battery, and then who has boost. I mean, look at how influential boost is, but then as soon as you lose it, the person that you just overtook, you can't really get an advantage of them because all you did was just have more battery than them, and you deployed an ult to get ahead of them. So it's just, oh my. The racecraft that's being demonstrated by Durr, being demonstrated by Com United, by Chaos, and by Deadly this race. I mean, it's just been absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, 100%. It's been a very interesting, chaotic race. Like, yeah, there's really been nowhere to look in particular because of how much battling there has been here in Div 3, and it's still going to be kicking off as this final podium spot. It's just going to be being fought for all of the time now. I reckon you got Moinav picking up another penalty. He has fallen all the way down into P18. He was up there as well. Very unlucky from the VCUP man. But Deadly, Com, all going to be right there looking to take that P3, sorry. And yeah, and if they're not careful, they're going to bring Membe into this. They're going to be Crow Drag into this, and this is going to be going from a 3 to 4 car battle, almost to 6 cars. So they want to fight. I'm sure they want to fight for that podium, but I don't think they want to be fighting too hard like they have been and cost themselves even more time to these guys behind. Because if they do that, all that battery is going to come straight back up to really bite them in the gearbox as they're going to run out, and then everyone's going to just fly up to the back of them. So it's going to be a very chaotic race. Durham Deadly are pulling away from main Com a little bit here. So maybe they've got their battery sorted out, or at least their battery maps sorted out, as Durham's right on the back of that Williams. I'm sure he'll be looking to make a move sooner or later.
Oh, of course, he's going to try making that move stick as soon as possible. This race is coming to close in 10 laps. That is not a lot. We are literally 66% on the way completed with this race, and there's still so much action to see and so much action to look forward to. But Durr has successfully gotten away from Com United. I mean, that is an excellent achievement for him. That is exactly what we wanted to see. But Durr is now quickly approaching onto Deadly. He wants that B3 spot so bad. He's going to go for the overtake. He's going for the overtake into turn 6, around the inside, going through it. Will Deadly go for a switchback? No, he can't. He doesn't have the room for it. But then he fumbles his exit, unfortunately. He hit the curb there. It really hurts your exit. That destabilizes the car. You can't get the traction on. You can't get the battery on. You can't get the accelerator on. And we go through turn 9 now. I mean, just great racing from these two. Let's see if Durr can actually get away from him. I mean, the amount of times that Durr has been trying to get into the top 3 is absolutely crazy. But now he's going to try make it stick. That is all he needs to do to make it in the rest of this race. Can he make P3 stick? That is all he needs to do. That's all he wants to do. But he doesn't have enough battery now. He's only on 30%, 40% now, and he doesn't have boost. This is tragic. I mean, Deadly has boost and a lot more battery than him, but Deadly's now a second away. What happened? Deadly recharged way too much, and now trying to get close to Durr now is going to be quite the challenge. You'll have to use so much battery on that straight there, but Durr does only have 5%. This is not what Durr wants, especially with an opponent like Deadly coming very close. But now Deadly made the mistake of recharging too much. He's now a second away. My goodness, this is just not what you want to see from in a race where you just recharged way too much or you use way too much battery. It's just the Goldilocks zone of these cars, especially around this circuit of all the circuits, is so hard to find. I mean, it's either you use way too much battery going on the straight, then you have no battery for the rest of the circuit, or you recharge way too much battery on the straight, you get overtaken by 50 cars, and then you're P20. I mean, trying to figure out where that is incredibly hard, and these drivers are doing incredibly well at finding where that is, as we do see Durr paying the price for not recharging enough, because Deadly has been catching onto Durr for a bit now. He's down 4/10 closer. I mean, we just have to see what Durr can pull on here. Durr needs to recharge quite a bit, because Deadly will have overtake and boost for this lap, which means he will get a higher battery usage, higher battery usage and a higher top speed from the battery, which is exactly what you want to see while you're overtaking. But Durr is getting very close to Kaus now. Durr might have the opportunity to try getting P2. Like, you keep in mind, this race has been going for 21 laps, and the difference separating between P1 and P4 is only about 5 seconds. 5 seconds over 21 laps is crazy. I mean, there are things that can happen over 21 laps, and they're only 5 seconds separated. Like, this just shows how close these cars are this season, and how close the drivers are. It's going to be a crazy end to the race, but if Durr can successfully get boost mode, which it seems he has, Durr has got boost mode for this lap, because Kaus is getting very, very, very close to him. Kaus might have needed to recharge there, but then recharged way too much and given Durr overtake. Let's see, he's going through turn 10, 11, 12 now, trying to recharge as much as they can, these very slow speed corners. Durr is on 45%. I mean, Kaus is now on almost 60. So Kaus definitely does have a battery advantage. You can see that because he needed to recharge quite significantly. That's how Durr got so close. Durr does have overtake this lap though, and it's not what you want to see from Kaus. Kaus is going to be consistently looking at his rearview mirrors. Got another 10th on him. But Durr's tired. I think it's time to give up. I mean, he is... Oh, never mind. He's getting a lot. He's getting a lot on Kaus. Jeez, man. This race is going crazy. We do have quite a bit of penalties too. We have 6 penalties by Minmay, United, Moe, Salmons, Ochi Cookie, and Connor. So this circuit does have quite a bit of track limits issues because of how close quarters it is and how much track you need to use versus how much downforce this cars have, which is not a lot. Going back up to the top, Durr's catching very closely to Kaus now. He is on his gearbox. My goodness. The Kaus is going to be looking left, right. Where is he? And going to figure out how that's going to happen. But we do see Milk down at P9 just overtake Jay-Z. Very close. Oh, wow, there's a 4-way battle going on there. 4-way battle between Milk, Jay-Z, Orvala, and United. I mean, this is just a crazy race, hasn't it been?
Yeah, 100%. This has been chaos left, right, and center, and I am all for the chaos as just getting around the outside of the McLaren into just in the little straight between turns 9 and 10. So he's made a second stop, so he is going to be pushing, trying to get past and through this pack as fast as he possibly can. on those fresh tyres. But I think now that they are going through the end of sector 3, we might jump back up to Durr and Kaus. As I've got the battery turned on now. Durr on 56% on the start of the straight. Kaus pretty much the same. They've almost got identical battery levels, but obviously Durr with the overtake mode has got more battery and more recharge, so he can recharge more without hitting the limit, like unlike Kaus, who doesn't have overtaking mode. So he's a little bit more limited on the recharge and a little bit more limited on how much power he can output, as we do have yellow flags. I believe those the Rebel of T Salmons in turn 2, who has just maybe gone off. So, but obviously no safety car, no VSC. We are still racing, and that is what we want to see. And what we like to see is the getting close, can't quite make it. We've jumped to our midfield. Mike Wazowski and Jazzy all going crazy in this midfield, as Com looking to make the move on the Aston, maybe inflict a little bit of pain. He's looking around the outside, maybe a switch, or yeah, he's switching from outside to the inside, but he goes back to the outside. Never mind, looks on the inside, going for the move into turn number 12, gets it done on the Aston. He is going to be looking to take off from the Aston Martin driver. But now with Com cutting finally up through all that pack, we will stick on board with Dirt and Kaus. Kaus having just almost identical batteries to Dirt still. This is going to come down to the wire between the Merc and Williams drivers here for that P2 spot. Dirt working his way up through the field. So, and with the pace he's currently got, he might be able to make a little bit of a charge onto the back of Filthy if he's able to get past Kaus relatively quickly. Kaus gets a little bit of a slow exit out of turn 7, and that might hinder him, and it might make him susceptible to Durs. Durs looking for the gap, choosing not to burn into turn 9 all the way down. Maybe he might be looking to get it on the run into turn 5. So maybe, he's making some very aggressive moves, trying to find a way around the Williams. So Kaus, running deep in turn 12, not looking to give up as they go side by side underneath. I believe that's the hotel. I actually don't know what that building is, but we're going to call it a hotel. But these guys are putting on a absolute show for us here in UAE. And Durr is absolutely grilling the back of that Williams gearbox. But we all know Kaus will not let Durr take this laying down. So this is going to go right down to the wire. And with all this fighting, they might even bring Deadly back into this.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and Deadly is slow. It's gonna start catching up on Dirt and Kaus. They slow down this much. I mean, looking at the gap between Kaus and Filthy, I mean, the gap's increased from like 1 second to 4 seconds. You just saw how slow they were going through the last sector in that last lap there. Dirt has so much battery, Kaus does not. I mean, we just have to see what we can do here. I mean, we're gonna just it's consistently trying to get very close to Kaus here. It's just gonna be the match to watch here. Durr and Kaus are confirmed for podium at this point. 3 seconds away from Deadly, he has no chance. Like, from what we saw from this race, unless they crash to a wall, they're done. But Durr and Kaus, whoever's going to get P2 definitely deserves it. I mean, the race these two are having is absolutely generational. It's absolutely crazy. We're just seeing now that this is gaining so much battery because I think Kaus overused his tires and realized that because they're going so slow through sector 3, I mean. So they're going so slow through sector 3, which is not ideal for Kaus because that means his tires are probably very used. But I think he doesn't have a chance to overtake yet, as he does want to go for it, going around the outside of turn 5. But hits the wing of Kaus there. It's going down the straight, full boost mode on, continuing now around the outside. But Kaus has more battery than him now. You will remain in front and going into turn 6-7. And will stay into P3, but can he get the switch back done? And oh my god, they are so close together. Kaos is defending for his life. Where does it stop? Where does Kaos finally just say, I can't defend this anymore. My tires are getting too worn. My battery is getting too worn. We just have to let him through. But it's just not happening yet. My goodness. Just wants to get that into that position so badly, but so does Kaos, and it's just a competition. But you can see Kaos have a bit of traction issues there going around Latifi's corner. Into turn 15. I mean, oh, this is just insanity. Going on the final corner into the pit straight. Will try to overtake it? No, he won't. He won't try to overtake it. Try saving his battery for another opportunity. This is the match to watch here. It's the biggest battle in this grid at the moment between Durr and Chaos. Who can win? Who will succeed? Who will end up getting that P2 spot? I mean, that's all that matters here. That's all we want to see today. It's going to be nuts. But we are heading into lap 28 at the end of this lap. I mean, it's definitely something to watch. I mean, I'm just going to send this prediction. I think Chaos and Durr are going to have quite the rivalry during this Div 3 season. I mean, I'm pretty sure Brazil's next, and Brazil with these cars is definitely excellent. And these two are just excellent at managing that battery. But we are getting very, very, very close to the end of this race. Unfortunately, it is over. The Filthy has very easily secured P1. But we won't know until the end of the end of the race, which is when each car will be classified. Durr is getting very, very close to Chaos, but he has 100%. Durr has 100% battery and is not afraid to use it. We're going to see him go down through the last corner, starting lap 28. I'll let Lam, I can let you take it away for the last 2 laps.
Yes, sweet. Thank you. As yeah, Durr's really saved up this battery here. He is looking to make this move on Chaos, and yeah, these two are going to have quite the rivalry probably throughout this entire season, but especially going into Brazil where it's going to be a 100% race. So we're going to have, I believe it is 72 laps of just pure all-out brawling between these two, as Chaos going very defensive, not wanting to give Durr that inside line. The Merc choosing not to burn battery, looking to save it for this next straight. I reckon these two are coming very close. As Crowjag's also getting on the back of Deadly Fuller as well. So 2 fights going on for these positions in the top 5. And Durr not wanting to give it up. But at the moment, we'll jump back to Crowjag, who's looking to make the move on Deadly Fuller. Can the house go around the outside of turn 9 on the Williams? Little bit of a lock up from the house. Can't quite get there as he uses a little bit of boost on the exit, and through goes Crowjack, and he's going to be looking to hold on to that P4. And if Durr and Chaos keep finding the way, he might even be looking at a podium if he is lucky. So yeah, this fight here for P2, these guys have both definitely earned it. Of fighting this entire race as we enter the finale lap 29. I'm sure we'll see the overtake happen, if it does happen at all, for this P2. But I think regardless of who finishes where, we're going to be speaking to both these guys after this race for the interviews. And Durr Chaos going very aggressive, attacking and defending as we go on to turn 5. Durr looking to go around the outside of Williams. Can't, as he gets a little bit of boost in the mid corner, gets it done around the outside. Chaos is going to be looking to fight back on the Merc. We'll see if he can make a bit of a move into turn 6. Durr going defensive. Chaos looking to the inside. Can he get it put up? Oh, they make a little bit of contact, and Chaos pushes Durr out a little bit wide. Oh, and that's damage for one of them. As I believe Chaos is letting him back through, giving the place back to Durr, and Durr, I believe, is going to go on to take P2. But this is, I'm sure they are going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. As Durr's lost both his end plates from that, I think. So he's going to be at a significant wing loss throughout this Sector 3, and that might cost him dearly, as these cars behind that are all queued up have got all of their wings still. So Kaos is still on the back of him. Molly now picks up the 3 second, but yeah, these guys are really closing in on the back of Filthy comes across the line to win the race. But now Kaos getting very close. Oh, this is what a fish. Oh, Screwjack bends into the wall. Oh my lord. He comes across the line in P4 into the pit wall he goes. But yeah, so your finishing order is Filthy, Dirk House, Crowjag, Deadly, Cristiano, Chichi, Menmei, Com United, as all the AI are just piling into each other. Jesus Christ, EA. It's Champs of London, SJ, Jay-Z, Diev, we'll go with David, Cookie, Drew, Zilla, Killer, Michael Skowski, WizFam, Moe Nabs, AXT down there in P17, T Salmons, yet across the line. They are still in Sector 3. Yeah, what a race that was to watch. Dirt and Chaos going right to the end of that race. As T Sams comes across the line, his AI almost going into the absolute collection of cars there. And Connor will be the final card across the line in P19. What a race.
Jeez, I mean, like, I feel like I just got hit by a massive shockwave after that race slam. I mean, we just saw the absolute crazy rivalry first with Kevin staying in the P1, then all of a sudden, crashing into a wall. That was the first major shift we saw in this race, and then we see Chaos and just absolutely going at it for about 13 laps after they pitted. I mean, the amount of skill these drivers just have to be able to sustain that type of chase, especially this is Div 3. It's not even Div 1. I've seen much like this has been a lot better driving than we see for quite a bit of Div 2, even Div 1. I mean, what a great race we're just seeing. So, but we do have quite the excellent finishing order where we have Filthy in P1, Durham P2, P3 is Chaos, P4 Crowj, P5 Deadly, P6 Christian, P7 Minmay, P8 Communited, P9 SJ, P10 Jay-Z, P11 Orvala, P12 Cookie, P13 Drew, P14 Milk, and that wraps up P1 to 10. I mean, just that was a fantastic race to watch. That was a fantastic race to commentate.
Yeah, it really was, and that was absolutely crazy throughout majority of that race. And yeah, what a way to finish it was. I think that Div 3 tonight had pretty much all you could want in a race. You had all the absolutely insane battles that these new regulation of car bring. And then, of course, the little bit of controversy at the end of the race. So, yeah, it was quite the watch, wasn't it?
100%. That was, man. That was. I don't have words to describe just how exciting, how ecstatic the drivers were. The great racing we just saw. I mean, this just makes me ever the more excited from what we'll see in Division 3.
100%. And we're going to dive into our interviews now with the man in P3, Kaos. Kaos, are you here, buddy?
Yeah, I am, but I think Liam's here for driver of the day discussion first. If you want to do that one first, Liam, that'd be unreal.
All right, sweet. Thank you. Liam, I'm going to believe you're going to be on behalf for your driver. Yeah, I believe it was Mike Wazowski, wasn't it?
Wogjet.
Oh, Wogjet. Yeah, what a race from Wogjet, man. He came up through the field, wasn't up there with the fight for the top spots, but obviously still there to get the driver of the day. Did he get caught up in any incidents throughout that race?
Yep, so I'm very impressed with both of my boys tonight. Both of them, I believe, had the pace to be at the front. Unfortunately, Wogjet invalidated his final run. That would have put him around P9 or P10. And then unfortunately on lap 1, he had a few people run into the back of his car at the chicane, which sent him down to last. And obviously, he's come up all the way from last to P6. So his drive of the day is absolutely, he deserves that. I couldn't be happier with Wojciech this race, and also not really talking about Mike, but Mike was running up the front until he couldn't avoid an Audi that spun in front of him. So I'm very impressed with him as well.
Yeah, 100%. So it was looking for a good race for both, and obviously getting caught up in a few incidents, but I'm sure we'll probably see it in the stewards room be sorted. Yeah, but well done on the drive of the day. I'm sure you will take home all the positives you have had from tonight, and then build on it into Division 3. And I will pass you over to Nimvin.
Hello. Player drivers. I mean, just excellent driving. I mean, what strategies were you guys looking at before this race?
So we were pretty much planning on doing the standard one-stop strategy. Unfortunately for Mike, that wasn't possible after his wing damage early on in the race. So we put him onto hards, and he had a puncture, unfortunately. A couple of laps before the end, we were really banking on getting lucky with that. Unfortunately, not. Wogjet pitted on lap 13. I don't know why a lot of cars really decided to pit a couple laps too early, and that saw him have way better tires than the cars in front at the end of the race. So he made quick work of them and drove through to P6.
Excellent. Were you surprised by the DNFs we got during this race?
I'm not completely sure how many people DNF'd. I saw the Audi that spun in front of Mike DNF'd. I saw Hooney DNF'd. I think he had an incident with Com. That's pretty much all I saw, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, this race was probably just really tough on the drivers. I mean, the constant closeness of everyone just would have really impacted them. So thank you, Liam. That's all the questions I have.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that was our driver of the day interview, and now we'll head over to the man in P3, Mr. Kaus. Are you here, bro?
I am, brother. I am here and ready to go.
Sweet as. We'll go from quali, as it looked like you were pretty set in stone for the first, I want to say maybe 10 minutes of the qualifying. I believe it was a 23.6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And you were quite the way ahead of P2 and everyone else. And then toward the end, we obviously saw the gaps very much close up. Did you have a lot of confidence, and did that maybe get a little bit broken and torn away as those gaps in the qualifying closed up?
I think if you asked me before tonight how I think I would have gone, I would have said if I got top 10, I would have been happy. I think quali, I was really stunned by the lap that I did. That was probably, that lap was hands down the best time that I've done. Even in all the practice sessions, we were practicing on Sunday, so didn't get anywhere near a 23.6, and then to pull that out and bank a lap for the first run, I was really hopeful. My last run, I bottled it. I was 2/10 up, but then just tried to get more time out of the lap and invalidated. So it is what it is. But yeah, it was a good race overall. I fortunately had wing damage from an incident with an Alpine after I pitted on the hard, so I couldn't go and change over my nose again. So battling fucking Durr for, sorry for swearing, but battling Durr for my bad SJ. Battling Durr for, what was it, like 10-15 laps with that front wing damage was just rough. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to catch Filthy. It was too quick tonight, but yeah, I was just struggling on that front wing, pulling out all stops, doing everything I can, but then yeah, a little bit too much from me. I pushed her off, so I was like, I have to give the place back. It was definitely going to be a tick if I didn't.
Yeah, that was something we discussed as well. So obviously, I think Dio said you had a puncture at the end as well. So definitely wouldn't have helped in anything, helped you on that last lap, losing that grip. I might have been a front puncture, and if it was, then obviously the car won't turn, so that might have been a contributing factor. But obviously fighting Dirt pretty much the entire race almost. Like I don't think there was ever a point where you two were apart. Like it was almost like watching an old married couple squabble. So yeah, it was a great watch. Me and Nymphim enjoyed it. I think that might be all I've got, but actually I've got one more thing. Do you reckon you and will be fighting that hard going into next week for the 100%?
It's a great question. Truthfully, it kind of depends if I decide to race. You know, just had some stuff go on that not entirely thrilled about, but we won't go into details. But yeah, if I decide to pull my ass into gear and muster up the energy to jump on the game, then yeah, Dur's a very fast driver. I've followed him all of last season in Div 5. I know what he's capable of. I know he has the ability. Yeah, I have no doubt he'll be thereabouts.
Yeah, that is great to hear that if that might happen again next week, and if it does, I'm all here for it. And with that, I'll pass you over to Nimvin.
Thanks, Lam.
Hello, Cal. How are you doing today?
Fantastic, mate. How you doing?
Great. I mean, sorry for just focusing on it, but that was just an excellent clash between you and Durr in those final laps of that race. I mean, especially now learning you had a broken wing. That was how did you utilize how do you utilize your strategy to try beating Durr into getting B2?
All I did was just stare at him and just hope for the best that my battery management was good enough. And it was, I would say it was good up until probably the last 5 laps. And plus, I think I made a mistake in one of the chicanes. Durr gained a lot of time on me. So, yeah. At the end of the day, my consistency wasn't good enough. And then obviously there was a few controversial on the line there from me. I was definitely pushing the agenda. So there was no doubt in my mind that Durr deserved to get the position from me. It was all over the back of me the entire time. So yeah, it was tough. Tried everything, pull all the tricks out of the bag, but yeah, it is what it is.
You know, fair enough. I mean, like, were you surprised that about how long the tires lasted?
Say that again, sorry, Niv.
Were you surprised about how long the tires lasted?
My tires, yeah, my tire wear is shocking. No secret to the rest of the grid, but for some reason, like when you're on a controller, it's almost like you're holding the thing upside down. Like I don't get it. Like the tire wear is just atrocious. So yeah, I was holding on to dear life. I knew my tire wear was going to be rough, but I knew my target was lap 12 because if I went any earlier, I would definitely 100% break the tire, which I did in the end anyway. But yeah, I knew I was always flipping it, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, Cows. Like, fully great job on your racing today. That was excellent, and that made me very excited for what Div 3 will definitely have to offer for the later races. Thank you so much. That's all my questions.
Appreciate it, Niv. I'll say shout out to you boys for comms, and of course, Filthy. Well done, mate. You drove a fantastic race, and of course, Durr, you're all over the back of me for the entirety of the race, and yeah, you deserve the position. GG's, boys.
Thank you, Cows.
And that is what you like to see, the sportsmanship from the Williams man coming in P3. But now we'll head over to our P2 man. Durr, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. How good?
Yeah, hey, how good. Obviously, we'll give you a few questions. Your quali lap kind of looked like it came out a bit of nowhere as at the start. I think you was in P2 behind Cass in that quali, just that bigger, not big gap, but quite the gap at the start of quali, and then I think you closed it up at the end. What was that like in the quali where those gaps were that being so tight?
First lap, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great. Second lap, I decided to go for a double out lap and went, yep, that sounds good. See what it's like. And that's the one that I actually got a time in for. The third lap was shocking. I was 4/10 down across the line. It's just, I know where I made the mistakes in that lap too, so easily could find more time out of it yet.
Yeah, so you really could have. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but the gaps, they were tight, a lot tighter than what I expected, especially with that only being my second run. Was pretty disappointed being P5 with that, considering it was my second lap. Yeah,
Yeah, so obviously being P5 in quali, maybe not where you want to start, but still up the sharp end, which set you up to be in that fight for the race. And then watching you and the others just absolutely have it at it that entire race was absolutely thrilling for us. We jumped to that mid race then when you came into the box, and obviously I think that was really when you and Kaus kind of merged into almost one entity. So obviously being at Chaos after pretty much the entire time after pit stops, what was that like fighting with him for that podium?
well, I went for the lap later and let my teammate go the lap earlier. Minmay, shout out to him. Great race from him too. But I I lost like 3 or 4 positions out of that, and there was probably 4 positions between us. I think it was when I got out of the pits between Kaus and I. So it was a bit of a fight to get through all those cars and get back up to the front. Oh, up to Kaus. So had a really good battle with Kaus's teammate Deadly. He was him and I were going at it for quite a while there, and then once I got past him, it was just a matter of trying to get to the back of Kaus.
Yeah, and then obviously when you did get to the back of Chaos, you guys put on a show for all of us watching. So, and yeah, that was, we couldn't take our eyes off it really. Like, once you two started going at it, it was the thing to watch in that race. And obviously, just that little bit of contact into the chicane on that last lap, a little bit of controversy with it, but ultimately you did come out on top. Um, was this where you expected to be today, or might have been a bit lower, a bit higher?
I was expecting about P22, maybe P21 if we were lucky, but I guess maybe that prediction was a bit off. Did about 3 laps of practice, made a setup, and yeah, I've been trying to make my own setups, turned up and yeah, did that. But a lot of respect for Kaus there, giving back the position after the contact in the chicane. Um, had a great battle with him all night, to be honest. Really fun. I think I got to the back of him with about, when I finally really caught up to him in boost mode, I think I had about 5% battery. But at the start of that final lap, 100% battery. I did gain wing damage off of the back of him. Just starting that sector 3 on that penultimate lap, and then yeah, just stuck with him and waited for my opportunity. And then when I was able to go around the outside, I used that to just get the power down and get going down the straight. So a lot of respect for Kaus for that today. Had a great battle with him. Enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it. And I'll ask one more question before I let you go. By chance, did you catch what happened to Huni? Because from our end, it looked like he kind of got turned into a little bit of a Beyblade, and I think you were the car behind. You would have had a good POV of that.
I think it was him and Com side by side and Deadly behind, and then I was behind Deadly in that. Uh, Look, all I saw was him go flying off in the air and smack into the barrier without the car. The car wasn't even on the ground at this stage when it hit the barrier. So hope he's feeling all right after that. And it was a sight to see, to say the least.
All right, sweet. That's all I've got for you, there, and I'll pass you over to Nimvim.
Thank you.
I mean, I saw that final qualifying lap, and that was that the going over the bump at turn 14 definitely was not ideal. But the fact you managed to get back off into P2 definitely very exciting. I mean, how enjoyable was it racing under the lights in Yas Marina?
Horrible. I hate the track. Never bring me back here again.
Oh, oh man, well, that's good to know. I mean, definitely very challenging technically um with battery deployment. How did that affect your ability to overtake cows?
A lot of it was just me trying to gain the battery back from me getting to the rear of him. It was just my goal was to get the boost mode and then just sit there and build up the battery until I've got enough to make an overtake. I did try and make if he made a mistake, I was going to make the move. And at one stage there, he did make a mistake, and I did try and make it, but I decided that I was burning too much battery to try and make that move too early on, so I just backed out and started saving again, just to try and get back up and have a solid run at him.
Mm. I mean, we definitely saw that throughout the race. The presence of you just sitting behind him like a duck, just waiting for him to make a mistake or waiting for the battery, just waiting for something to trigger to be able to overtake him. It was very, very intense. I mean, were there any moments throughout the race where you thought just the possible idea of getting into the podium was just slipping away?
Uh, Pretty much the entire medium stint. Uh, yeah, that wasn't ideal. The medium stint, I gained a position off the start, and then I lost about 3 positions by the end of the first lap. I think I was down in like P8 or something at the end of the first lap or second lap or something, and then I slowly started moving my way back up, and then there was a bit of an incident in front, so I gained 2 positions out of that, and then yeah, it was just sort of survive the medium stint. I managed to get past Deadly just before I pitted, and then I pitted, and then I come out and I was well behind. I had a massive slide on my in lap, and I think that cost me a bunch of positions there. So, uh, yeah, I wasn't enjoying being behind Com United. Yeah, Com, I'll still say it. Yeah, it was rather what's the best word to describe it? Aggravating being behind Com. That's probably the best way to describe it. I was getting quite pissed off at him, to say the least.
Oh my days. That is not surprising. We saw that battle between you and Com United. It was just genuinely your racing today was very, very exciting to watch, and I am very excited for your Div 3 prospects. Thank you so much for talking to us, and have a good night.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that, and can't wait to be at Brazil next week. My favourite track.
Oh my goodness. It is definitely one to look out for.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
All right, that was your man in P2. But now we'll head over to the winner of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in Filthy. Filthy, are you here, mate?
I sure am.
Welcome, Filthy, to the comms box. We'll start off with the qualifying here. I think just going up the top of my head, you qualified in that P6 area. It might have been P6 or P4. I don't think it might have been as where you wanted to be, but obviously it's the same situation with Doe, I think, where maybe not where you wanted to be, but it set you up for the start of the race. And seeing how tight those gaps were, was that what you expected in the qualifying?
No, not really. I ended up starting about P7. I knew I could have gone definitely better, but during my last lap, I tried doing something a little bit different with my ERS battery that ended up not working in my favor. So I don't really pick up any places.
Yeah, changing that battery map at the end of the qualifying and just trying to do a little bit something different is that risk. That's obviously if it works, it's going to really pay off, but if it doesn't, it's going to bite you in the gearbox a little bit there. But starting P7, still not the worst. Obviously, going from P7 and then on that race start, it looked like it was just chaos, really. Just cars moving everywhere, and then yourself working your way through the pack. What was that like on at the start of the race, where you were just working your way slowly through the pack?
Um, Very tense, really, because off the beginning, if I remember, Uni had a really bad start, so the two in front were kind of just fighting, so I had to back off and make sure not to get my nose any damage. Just keep it clean.
Yeah, that is the way to go. Just keep it clean, and yeah, it will come to you if you keep it clean, making sure to stay away from cars and obviously out of risky situations. Then pretty much after you got through, you had a bit of a fight with cows, but then after that, you just kind of took off from everyone. Was that the way you was expecting that race to go? Or was you maybe thinking that you would have a bit more of a fight in after the stops?
Um, Look, I'm not really much of a quality merchant, so I knew I had the pace to really take it to the front. And overall, was just trying to keep myself in check because I knew if I was going to stay in front, I'm going to make sure to cover off the undercut as much as I can. And that's what I ended up doing, and really just I set my mind to it and I achieved it. So
Yeah, that is the way to go. Well done on your win, and I will pass you over to Nimvin.
I mean, Filthy, congratulations, man. That was not an easy race by any means. It was quite exciting. Right, Lamb did cover quite the bit of information I would ask you about, but just talking about Div 4, which is going to be tomorrow, what's the best piece of advice you would leave for Div 4 as the winner of the Div 3 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix?
be patient. You will get you will overtake eventually. Like, don't try to rush it. Like, as you could see during some parts of the race, like I lost my patience. If I was gonna get stuck behind, I was gonna lose time ahead. So at one point during like the spoon, I ended up going 3 wide and made 2 positions, which I didn't really expect to come out ahead of both. But yeah, just stay patient and keep your tires in check as well.
100%. It's 100% something that this circuit loves testing with. They really just want you to basically wait there like a duck, seeing how much you can do that, and then try executing an overtake eventually. Yeah, I mean, Filthy, that's all the questions I have for you. Congratulations on the win for the first Division 2 race in Abu Dhabi. I mean, it was not easy by any means, and this puts you very well ahead in the championship, so congratulations. And that's all from me.
Thanks for that. Also, another question, Ryan. Do you think we have what it takes to pull it into the overalls?
Ooh, usually the streamers don't get the questions. I think we do, but I think you can't go off the first week. It's obviously going to be something maybe you can tell over the next 4, but definitely going purely off what we've seen so far. Yep, but we've still got Div 4 yet to go, so it's a little bit too early to tell.
Alrighty. Thanks for that.
All good, Filthy. Enjoy your night and your win here tonight. And that, my ladies, gentlemen, will be the end of the Div 3 stream. I have been your host, Lamb, also known as Ryan. Nimvim has been my co-host, my right hand or left hand man, depending on which one he wants to be. And this is us signing off. Well done to everyone in Div 3, and good night.
Yeah, goodbye.